As Nigeria joins the global community in observing Safe Motherhood Week, we shine a spotlight on the crucial intersection of family planning and maternal health in safeguarding the well-being of mothers and their children across the nation. Under the theme Empowering Women Through Family Planning and Maternal Health, this day serves as a call to action to prioritize accessible healthcare services for all Nigerian women. This day is dedicated to raising awareness about the importance of maternal health and the need for sustainable investments to ensure the well-being of mother and child. Joining us on the news at 7 to discuss is Mrs. Roslyn Alabi. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
All right, now let's just get to it. One of the major objectives of Safe Motherhood is to improve quality and increase accessibility to family planning and maternal health care services by all women. I'd like you to tell us, why is this important?
Yes, like you just rightly said, that we are celebrating the Safe Motherhood Week this season, and looking at the pillar that makes up Safe Motherhood. Family planning is the first pillar. You know, when we talk about pillar holds a building. So if you want to have an healthy mother, you want to have a society that will be free of maternal death, family planning is a major key. Why? Because most of the time, complications that arises from pregnancy or child delivery comes as a result of some inadequacies or health challenges that a woman has initially that she shouldn't have even going into pregnancy in the first instance. So if that kind of a woman have adopted one of the method of family planning, she will have saved herself the stress of going into that pregnancy that will lead to death. So family planning is a major key, because most of the time unplanned pregnancy can make any woman to go to any extent to get rid of that pregnancy. And in the process of getting rid of the pregnancy, that woman can lose her life.
All right. You said family planning is one major pillars of Safe Motherhood. Do you want to tell us if there are other pillars? Of course, since you said it's one major, that means there will be other ones. I'd just like you to tell us very briefly.
Okay, thank you. We have 6 major pillars of Safe Motherhood. The first one, like I said, is family planning. The second one is antenatal care. If that woman needs to get pregnant, that woman needs to be taken good care of during pregnancy. That's antenatal care. Now, when you now have the period of 9 months and that woman is adequately catered for in that 9 months, then that will lead to obstetrics care, obstetrics and newborn care, whereby you ensure that woman have a safe delivery that will be attended to by a skilled birth attendants in the hospital delivery now. So from then we can now talk about postnatal care. After she has successfully delivered, we have the baby, we have the mother. We must have a postnatal care where you take care of the mother, you take care of the baby, and ensures that the body of that woman go back to a normal state. And then another one is post-abortion care, because pregnancy can end up into delivery, having the baby, or the baby dies, or the pregnancy comes down. So after the woman has experienced abortion, she needs a care. You cannot say because she didn't have the baby, you just leave her. She can continue to bleed. And most of the time, either post-abortion or post-natal care, if care is not taken, that is where women lose their lives. Some of them have a lot of complications. So another one is prevention of STIs and HIV. If you want to ensure that the life of a mother is safe, you must ensure that she is prevented from sexually transmitted infections and HIV.
All right, so thank you.
Those are the 6 pillars of Safe Motherhood.
Amazing. Now, despite some progress made in maternal health care, Nigeria continues to face serious challenges in reducing maternal mortality rates and ensuring universal access to family planning services. How do you think Nigeria as a country and Osun as a state can do better?
All right. Our government is really doing well. We give kudos to the state government of Osun under the leadership of our dear governor, Senator Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke. They are doing their best. But we also say that there is still need for improvement. If we are going to ensure that we reduce maternal mortality, you know, in 2017, Nigeria accounted for 20% of maternal death in the whole world. And when we say maternal death, that's somebody's sisters. We are not talking about number here. That's somebody's mother. That's somebody's aunt. That's somebody's daughter. So it is about life, and we need to really, as a government, the government, talking about the federal government and the state government, we need to work more on it. Two things. There must be human resources and other material resources. Human resources in the sense that we must ensure that we have skilled personnel always available in all our health facilities, both primary, secondary, and tertiary, to attend to our women, especially at the grassroots. They need the skilled birth attendants to attend to them. They need skilled provider to provide them with some family planning, and also human resources in terms of consumables and commodities that will be used. If you go to any health facility, if a woman even have you have it in mind to adopt method, but you get there, is not available, or other consumable they need to put that thing inside you. I mean, the family planning method is not available, and you allow that woman to go back home that night. Don't let me deceive you. That night may be the night that she will have the pregnancy she wants to prevent. So our government must do more in terms of making resources available, in terms of material, in terms of personnel, to ensure that this care is made available and accessible to all women.
So how do you think Nigerians can mitigate the risks associated with unintended pregnancies, reduce maternal mortality rates, and also enhance the overall maternal well-being?
Oh, all right, we can do this. You know, we said if you want to mitigate, you want to reduce the unplanned or unintended pregnancy, family planning is the key. And that's why we are even saying that it is no more about women that are married. Youths, adolescents that are sexually active need to hear about it. Unintended pregnancy, unplanned pregnancy happens also among youths. Some of them have aborted 5, 6 pregnancy. And we are not looking at that side. We are not looking at that side because we feel they are not married women. It is time that government also look at that side. They are also maternal deaths. If anybody dies of pregnancy, if she's an adolescent, it's a maternal death. So we must not shy away from it. And we must be an advocate everywhere we find ourselves, especially our men. We are advocating that we have more men involvement. We call it family planning. For adolescents and youth, it is life planning. They are planning their life. If you see any youth or adolescent that's already sexually active, there's nothing you can do about it. They will still go ahead and have fun. They thought it's fun anyway. But what we can do is let them adopt, let them take up a method, so that the little time they still have to finish up with their study, to finish up with the trade they are learning, they can do that and become somebody that will not be depending on another person in future if they have their own job that they are doing. So we are advocating for more men involvement. Let men also come out and give our women that support that they need, so that they can be both to come out to clinics and adopt family planning, so that it will not be something they are shying away for, or they are hiding from their husband.
What do you have to say to women that are scared of adopting a method of family planning because they've heard so many scary, news coming up from people that have adopted? They say, oh, I gain weight. Some people say it can lead to death. Some people say it can change your cycle. Some say in future you may not be able to get pregnant and all of that. So they depend on maybe using normal protection before sex instead of adopting a family planning method.
All right, thank you. There are myths and misconceptions. Most of the time, some of these things are rumor. They are not true. And that's why we thank you, people, our media. And you are doing better. And we also solicit for more support to let our women have power. You know, what we always advocate in family planning is empowering women with knowledge that they need to make an informed choice. So when you are empowered, when you have enough knowledge, let me tell you, some of these things that they say is rumor. Sometimes I have a client that adopt a method, and she keep coming back and complain and complain. It got to a time I said, Madam, this your complaint looks like malaria. Let's do malaria test for you. And she's positive to malaria. Right. But one thing about it is that as soon as they adopt any method, anything that happens to them after that is what's triggered planning. Is family planning. So most of the time, I've been to somebody that didn't do family planning and they are unable to conceive. So what we are saying is that most of it are not true. We may have one or two like menstrual changes. And most of these things, even when it happens, go back to your provider. Go back to the service provider, the family planning service provider that attended to you in the first instance. Let the person also prescribe to you what to do to get away from that side effect. So most of the time, some of those so we will just encourage our women, go to where you can get enough information about it. Information is power.
Now, experts say by prioritizing family planning, Nigeria not only safeguards maternal health care, but also paves the way for stronger, healthier families and communities, contributing to a brighter future for all. How is this so?
All right, thank you. You see, family planning is like, you probably would say, a stone that you can use to kill many birds. Okay, what did I mean by that? If you see a girl, an adolescent, that is sexually active and adopt a family planning method, she will not have unplanned pregnancy, talk less of aborting. Talk less of abortion that will destroy her womb or take away her life. Now, if you see a married woman that adopt a family planning, she will have a child by choice, not by chance. So because it's by choice, she will have prepared for that period. She will have had enough preparation. Okay, I want to get pregnant in the next 2 months. So I stop the method I'm using. She will prepare her mind, her spirit, soul, and body. We go with that pregnancy. And because of that, you will have a better outcome. And then you have a number of children that you can cater for. Because you have a number of children that you can cater for, we have a population that we can control. We won't have a population explosion. Yeah. So that the resources that we even have as a country can go around. Then our health facility, our health resources, everything will be in ratio to the numbers of people on ground.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Roslyn Akinlabi. I must say it has been a very wonderful conversation, an insightful conversation with you, talking about safe mother care and also family planning. Thank you for your time on News at 7 today.
Thank you.